Hello and welcome to the State in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred today or to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Eozander, and today I am joined by Doom Guy in the live studio audience, and hopefully the Golden Loon will make an introduction as well, or an appearance. Anyway, I also wanted to thank Sohen yesterday for showing up. I apologize for not mentioning that in the outro to the show, but yeah, I was as Doom Guy would say, I was a goober. Anyway, today is Sun's Day, also known as Sunday, January 29th, 2023, and on schedule we have been joined by
the Golden Loon.
There he is.
Booyah.
Booyah. Let me move the mic around here a little bit so we can hopefully pick him up a little bit better. Anyway, let's start us off here. In the year 474, Zeno was crowned as co-emperor of the Byzantine Empire, together with his son Leo II, aged 6 or 7. Well, that's interesting. So father-son, getting crowned at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's a little disheartening though for the father. It's like co-ruler with your son. It's just like
6 or 7.
Yeah. It's just like okay, like I don't know how he felt about that.
Well, he must have been born to the throne, and that's why he had to share it because he was too young. Or the king, his father, was not born to it.
Zeno. Oh, but no, Zeno. No, he was so his son. He was crowned co-emperor with his son.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, we got a scientific discovery here in 1594. Mathematician John Napier dedicated his plain discovery of the whole revelation of St. John to King James VI, predicted end of the world in 1688 or 1700. Well, I don't know. How is that a discovery? It didn't happen.
Good point.
I mean, the end of the world. Well, by 1800 definitely, because that's when the U.S. was starting to gain steam. So look at what we've done to the world.
He may not be wrong. We don't know if it's going to end or not.
Well, I mean, not at that time. So anyway, 1595, William Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet was thought to have been first performed, officially published in early 1597. So this is they believe this is when the first performance actually occurred of that that play. Very, very famous play.
Yeah.
We got a music premiere here in 1781. Wolfgang Mozart's dramatic opera Indominio premiered at the Kuhville Theater in Munich, Germany. All right.
That was amazing.
Yeah, you were there, right?
I remember it well.
1785, in a surprising announcement, John Hancock resigned as governor of Massachusetts, allegedly due to his failing health.
Oh, I thought it was handwriting.
What?
Resigned from because of his handwriting, not
health. Oh.
John Hancock. Big,
yeah. If you're trying to make a joke, the prerequisite is for it to be funny.
I blew it. Is that what you're telling me?
Very bad. I would say you laid an egg, but you ain't no chicken. 1802, first celebration of Burns Night in honor of poet Robert Burns' birthday by the Mother Club in Greenock. Later realized his actual birthday is January 25th. So, all right.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, we got the Treaty of Waitangi, 1840. First governor of New Zealand and co-author of the Treaty of Waitangi, Captain William Hobson, arrived in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand. All right, what is the Treaty of Waitangi? Let's take a look. Copy, open Google, paste. Let's see here. It is a document of central importance to the history, to the political constitution of the state, and the national mythos of New Zealand. Wow.
Oh, New Zealand.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've said New Zealand a couple of times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I missed that part.
Well, like there's actually a thing like New Zealand not on the map. There's an actual thing. Most world maps use the Mercator projection. This 16th century projection leaves New Zealand in the bottom right-hand corner of the world and places Europe in the center. But due to that, because they're all the way down here, there's a lot of maps, and not just online or physical, but on globes, on murals. It's a thing that New Zealand gets overlooked. They get skipped.
You telling me a globe wouldn't even have New Zealand on it?
Sometimes. Would
they be old globes? Would that be
no.
way back in the day or something?
No. This is an ongoing thing going on still to this day. I figured that out after watching. I don't remember who it was, but there's some YouTuber who looks at a lot of maps and such. But it says here, why is New Zealand so often left off world maps?
Huh.
It's a thing.
Why are they?
Well, let's see here.
Just too small? I don't know.
Let's see here.
Australia seems to be there.
I'm trying to figure this out. Somewhere in here it explains it. Most world maps use blah 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 blah. Okay, New Zealand's spot in the hinterlands of the Pacific make it easy to misplace with a thoughtless crop. So, if you're I don't know. But I'm gonna post this link in the underbar in the description as well. Why won't you minimize? There we go. All right. Let's see here. So that way our viewers can at least read this and figure out the exact reason, because we don't have the time to get into that, unfortunately. Wow, look at that document. It's in shambles, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on up. We have a historic publication in 1845. U.S. or American writer Edgar Allan Poe's poem "The Raven" was first published in the Evening Mirror newspaper in New York City.
He wrote some wicked cool things.
Yeah, he did. Really dark.
Yeah.
The Telltale Heart, is that what it's called? The something heart.
Sure.
Yeah. Of course, The Raven.
Yeah.
Nevermore and all that stuff.
Vincent Price acted in a lot of his different, plays or writing. But when they did a movie or something of it, Vincent Price used to love Edgar Allan Poe's stuff.
Yeah. Did you hear about how he died?
No.
In a gutter.
Really?
Yeah. He disappeared for a couple of days, and then somebody just found his body in a gutter.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, there's let's see here. Died at the age of 40. It's not saying how. But actually, here we go. 1849. Edgar Allan Poe was found delirious in a gutter in Baltimore, Maryland, under mysterious circumstances. It was the last time he was seen in public before his death. So, he wasn't dead.
He
correct.
was delirious. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know who he was or whatever.
Yeah. So, but
and then died.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got it a little bit wrong, but still, the gutter part I got right.
Yeah. No. Well, and then he died. So apparently it was all.
Yeah. Kind of jumbled a little bit.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, 1850, Senator Henry Clay drafted the Compromise of 1850 to diffuse tensions between slave states and free states over territories won during the Mexican-American War. That didn't last, because the Civil War broke out in 1861 or something. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, 1879, Custer Battlefield National Monument established in Montana.
What?
Custer Battlefield National Monument established in Montana. So let's see here. Tree, I don't need this.
I don't understand what.
The Battle of Custer.
Okay.
So this is the national monument in where the Battle of Little Bighorn took place.
Yeah.
This is, I believe, the monument that was established.
Okay.
So
how did it establish Montana though, or it's in Montana?
It's in Montana.
Okay.
It was established in Montana.
Okay, I'm reading it wrong. Therefore, established Montana.
It didn't establish Montana. It was established within the confines of the state of Montana.
Okay, I got it.
So, yeah.
I bet.
It's all right. You're several thousand years old. I got to cut you some slack.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
1886, Carl Benz patented the Benz patent motor wagon in Karlsruhe, Germany, the world's first automobile with a burning motor. Wow. 1886.
Yeah.
And actually, there's there's a guy who does shorts, and he does interesting things in history and such, and in the one video I've seen of his, the bicycle was invented before the train.
Okay.
So it's just little weird things like
that.
So. We got another historic event here in 1905. Tsar Nicholas II of Russia, unsettled by the rising violence and protest, enacted reforms to improve the conditions of workers. These changes will do little to stop disorder throughout Russia in ensuing months. Oh, you tried.
Yeah.
So, And but it took until 1917 before he got deposed by Vladimir Lenin.
All his family killed.
Yeah. Yep. Anastasia, I believe, right?
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
1907 as well. Actually, no. 2 years later, 1907, Republican Charles Curtis of Kansas became the first Native American U.S. senator. Well, he's not fully Native American because he has a mustache, so he's mixed. So, but I guess there's that.
You're saying because of facial hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And which, like, I don't know if it's a stereotype about Native Americans not being able to grow facial hair, or if that's an actual thing. I haven't looked into it, so I don't know if I'm being racist or whatever. So.
You may be misinformed. I don't think it's racist at all.
Well,
but it's my understanding they don't have facial hair, but I could be wrong.
That's what I've been told too. But anyway, 1920, Walt Disney started work as an artist with KC Slide Company for $40 a week. Dang.
Wow, did he turn into something special?
Oh yeah. First Winter Olympics, or during the first Winter Olympics in 1924, Swiss team of Dennis Voucher, Alfred, I think captain. Alfred Blatten, Antoine Julien, and Alphonse Julien won the military patrol gold medal at the Climax Winter Olympics, or at the Chamonix Winter Olympics, first version of the biathlon. All right. And they've been using this picture as a stock photo for the first Winter Olympics. Wow. So, but yeah, like the very first gold medal won in the very first Winter Olympics was won by a U.S. citizen.
How about that?
Yep. 1925, British Liberal Party chose David Lloyd George as their leader. Okay. We also have in 1936, first players elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame were Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Christy Mathewson, and Walter Johnson. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
First Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Of course, Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth,
Yeah. Walter Johnson.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yep. Here we go again. You know what this means. 1940, we have Australian Championship men's tennis. Australian Adrian Quist beats countryman Jack Crawford 6-3, 6-1, 6-2 for his second Australian title.
Oh, maybe.
Look at that. And we got a theater premiere here in 1947. Arthur Miller's play All My Sons premiered in New York City. All right. We also have some more music history here. In 1954, Arnold Schoenberg's Die Profundis premiered in Cologne, Germany. I wonder if it smelled nice. 1957, Graham Greene's Potting Shed premiered in New York City. Okay.
Potting Shed.
Potting Shed.
Weird name.
I guess it's a play about making pottery in a shed. I don't know. The Potting Shed. And here we go. 1963, Jim Thorpe, Red Grange, and George Halas were elected to the Football Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And that has to be soccer.
No, I don't think so.
Is it football? Football?
So.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, it's this guy again. We got a film premiere here in 1964, Dr. Strangelove, directed by Stanley Kubrick and starring Peter Sellers and George C. Scott, premiered. George C. Scott.
Yeah.
Nice. Dr. Strangelove. That's another movie I gotta see.
That's a good one.
Yeah, let me add that into my movies here. Dr. Strangelove. All right. We got some more music in 1966. Neil Simon's Coleman and Fields musical Sweet Charity premiered at Palace Theater in New York City for 608 performances. That's pretty good.
That's real good.
Yeah.
A couple years, almost.
Well, yeah. That is if you're doing a performance every night, which is not always necessarily, or maybe you're doing multiple performances a day.
You have backups that, perform when they're off. In other words, I think they do a performance every night, but not the lead actors every night.
Yeah. That would make sense. We got some more sports history in 1966. U.S. Female Figure Skating Championship was won by Peggy Fleming.
Yeah, that was a biggie.
Yep. 1967, Branch Rickey and Lloyd Warner were elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Branch Rickey, yeah.
We got 1968, Australian Championships for Women's Tennis. U.S. Billie Jean King defeated home favorite Margaret Court 6-1, 6-2 for her 13th Grand Slam singles title. 13, wow. Crikey.
Through it all, great record of tennis player. She's known most for beating that guy that said he could beat any woman. Can't even remember his name, but so she challenged him. I'll play it. And of course, she whooped him.
What does that have to say about him? You don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Loser.
Oh, there's the man.
1969, Jimi Hendrix and Pete Townshend waged a battle of guitars. That must have been interesting to watch or hear.
God, yeah.
I wonder if they did the dueling banjos.
The dueling what?
Banjos.
No, I don't think so.
You know that song?
No, I don't.
You know, dun 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 dun.
Oh, then it goes faster, faster.
Yeah, and then you have another banjo that does the same thing.
Yeah.
We got 34th Golden Globes in 1977. Rocky, Peter Finch, and Faye Dunaway won. Rocky's a good movie. 1979, Chinese Vice Premier Deng Xiaoping visited Washington, D.C. Okay. Paramount leader of China.
Yeah.
Okay. 1979, as well, U.S. President Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer, commuted Patty Hearst's 7-year jail sentence to 2 years. So what did? Oh, she was a bank robber. Okay. Wait, a hostage and a bank robber. Oh, is that the Stockholm thing?
Deal? They kidnapped her and eventually won her over to. They were political.
Is this where the Stockholm effect comes from?
This is from the Black Panthers.
Okay.
And she ended up joining them. Of course, then she was wanted and ended up going to prison and everything else.
Yeah.
Really a shame.
It is. Well, it looks like Carter was trying to do her service here.
Well, I think he released her with 2 years served on her 7-year sentence. So she's probably in for 2 years.
Yeah, well, he reduced it from 7 to 2.
And
He
then
commuted.
He commuted the rest of it.
Okay.
So she'd probably been in for 2 years. In other words, commuted her out of jail.
Okay. All right.
She should never have gone.
You know what? I saw this name and it reminds me of the first Ace Ventura movie. I'm gonna have to take this one. 1981. AL. What is AL? American League or?
Yeah.
Approved sale of White Sox to Jerry Reisendorf and Eddie Einhorn for $20 million and 80% of Mariners to George Argios for $104 million. So Einhorn. So like Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Like that was the thing from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Anyway, 1983, 40th Golden Globes. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Ben Kingsley, and Meryl Streep won. Yeah, E.T. good movie.
Oh yeah.
Horrible game. Almost destroyed the video game industry single-handedly.
What? Really?
Oh yeah, no, like there was a whole thing. Like there was an urban legend about it because like they poured millions of dollars into this game and it was just a total cluster F of crap. It's itchy. Total like cluster F, you know, and the urban legend was that they had so many copies that were unsold that they just buried it in a landfill in like some Arizona desert or whatever.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then back in like 2008 or whatever, they're doing development and they found him. It was real.
Yeah.
Like.
I remember the story. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember hearing because I knew about that urban legend, and then when they actually found it, it's like, oh my god, it's real.
Yeah.
Like it was really that bad. Holy crap. Anyway, 1984, the 34th NBA All-Star Game, Denver, East beats West, 154 to 145 in overtime. Most valuable player was Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Pistons guard. First All-Star Saturday, Legends Classic West won, 64 to 63. First slam dunk winner Larry Nance. So I guess 2 games.
Well, the contest.
Oh.
There's the All-Star game and then there's the slam dunk contest. So many people go out there and they show their fancy
dunking skills.
Yeah, they eventually got jumping over cars to dunk.
Oh my god. Huh.
Yeah.
We got a historic event here in 1984. President Reagan formally announced he will seek a second term. Mm-hmm. All right.
Nancy was not happy with it. She didn't want him to run again.
I don't blame her.
Well, he got shot. That kind of dampens your spirit.
Yeah, Well, 1985, Jari Kurri of Edmonton Oilers scored 100th point of season in Game 39. Nice.
That's a lot of points.
It is. 1985 as well, Oxford University refuses to award Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher an honorary degree. Okay, well, why are her eyes different? I just noticed that. Like her one eye is more open. Did she have a lazy eye or something?
I don't know.
Did she have a stroke? Actually, no. This side of her head, like the cheek is different. Maybe she did have a kind of a partial stroke or something.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me look this up.
Not that I know if she
Did
has.
Margaret Thatch
Not
have
in
a
office anyway. So.
stroke? On April 8, 2013, former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, Baroness, died of a stroke. Okay, she died of a stroke, but
Yeah. Well, not when that was after her office. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's weird. It looks like she has a stroke. Anyway, we got another historic event here. 1987, William J. Casey, term as 13th director of the CIA ended. All right, why do we care? Here we go again, mate. 1989, Australian Open men's tennis. Ivan Lendl won his first Australian title, defeated fellow Czech Miloslav Maki 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. Crikey, he's consistent. Wow.
Also swept him.
Yeah. 1989, game-winning RBI, runnings, battings, ins. Official statistic dropped after 9 years of use. New York Mets' Keith Hernandez was the all-time leader with 129. All right. 1991, Nelson Mandela and Mangosuthu Buthelezi met after 28 years. I don't know what that... audience, what's the significance of this? Please tell us in the underbar, or not in the comments section. Moving on up to 1993, U.S. Postal Service issued a stamp commemorating chemist Percy Levon Julian. All right.
I don't know who he is. He's a chemist. We know that.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at him. Let's see, blah blah. He was the first black U.S. citizen chemist to be inducted into the National Academy of Sciences. Okay. But what did he do? Anything? Like?
He had some accomplishments somewhere along the line.
1936, he went to work as a research director for Glidden, where he produced many successful patents and products, including a fire retardant foam for gasoline fires. Ooh.
That's kind of
which saved many lives during the Second World War.
Oh, okay. That's pretty huge.
Yeah. He also improved the process to make cortisone, so it could be used more widely for rheumatoid arthritis.
That's huge too.
Yeah. So thank you. Deserves that commemorative stamp. Good guy. Good job. 1995, Australian Open men's tennis. Andre Agassi won his first 4 Australian titles, defeated fellow U.S. citizen Pete Sampras, 4-6, 6-1, 7-6, 6-4. Oh, that was all. The numbers jumbled all over the place there. We got the Super Bowl 29, 1995. Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, Florida. San Francisco 49ers defeated San Diego Chargers 49-26. Most valuable player, Steve Young, San Francisco quarterback. That makes me wonder, you have San Francisco and San Diego, what are they doing all the way out in Florida? That's a little ridiculous. 1996, 23rd American Music Awards, Garth Brooks won. Alright. 1996 as well. France will no longer test nuclear weapons, as President Jacques Chirac said, following international outcry over tests in the Pacific. Okay. Well, yeah. There's only so much you can learn from blowing up nuclear weapons. You know, like how much atoms can we destroy today? You know. 1996, last day of Test cricket for Australian cricketer David Boone. Oh,
cricket.
Yep. 2000, Australian Open women's tennis. U.S. Lindsay Davenport claimed a third and final career Grand Slam title, defeated Martina Hingis 6-1, 7-5. And in 2000 as well, Karl Malone of the Utah Jazz became the third player in NBA history to score 30,000 career points, finished with 35 in a 96-94 loss to Minnesota, behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 38,387 and Wilt Chamberlain at 31,419. All right.
I think Kareem still stands, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. So most NBA career goals, right?
Yeah. Points.
Yes.
Yeah.
38,387. Good luck beating that. Got some more sports history. In 2002, the San Diego Chargers hire Marty Schoenheimer as their 13th head coach. Okay. 2002 as well, U.S. President George W. Bush, in his State of the Union address, described regimes that sponsored terror an axis of evil, which included Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. I remember that speech.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good.
It's an axis of evil, blah, 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 blah. Well,
Yeah.
because, I mean, like, as a historian, you hear the word axis. What's
Yeah.
the first thing you think
Yeah.
of? World War II. Yeah. You know, Germany, Italy, and Japan. Here we go again, mate. 2005 Australian Open Women's Tennis and an All-American final. Serena Williams won her second Australian title, defeated Lindsay Davenport 2-6, 6-3, 6-0. Dang. And 2006 Australian Open Men's Tennis. Roger Federer defeated Marcos Baghitis 5-7, 7-5, 6-0, 6-2 for his second Australian title. All right. Believe me, mate, I'm getting tired of talking in this accent as much as you are hearing it. 2006, U.S. Postal Service released a 39-cent stamp featuring Hattie McDaniel in the dress she wore in 1940 when she became the first black U.S. citizen actress to accept an Academy Award. And yeah, she played what's her face in
Gone with the Wind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The house servant or whatever.
Yeah.
In 2007, Ken Dryden's number 29 jersey was retired by the Montreal Canadiens. You know, it makes me wonder, like, how long can you retire a jersey? Because after so long, you're going to run out of double-digit numbers. You know.
Well, it depends on how many you retire.
Well, like, you know, Kobe Bryant, you know, on the Lakers,
Yeah.
was like 46, right, or something. I don't remember the number. I know he changed his number at one point.
He did.
But like, would there ever be like 100 years from now? Would there ever be like another person to share that same number, or you know,
Not
because
with
it was
the Lakers. If
No.
the Lakers retire, it's done. But they only retire very few.
Okay. I need to learn more about that.
Yeah, you have to do something. Except the Lakers may have retired maybe 10, maybe. For the
Okay.
history of their.
Now, did they retire? Did they retire? They must have retired Kobe's jersey, but which one did they retire?
I think his second one. I'm not sure.
That would
Maybe
make
his first
sense.
one. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Oh, look it up.
All right.
What number did the
What's
Lakers retire from?
Where did the Lakers? Oh, here we go for Kobe. Number 8 and 24 in 17.
Oh, they did both of them.
That's what I was thinking because he did both of them. You know.
Yeah.
So
they retired both. Okay.
All right.
That really surprises me.
that is very rare.
Yeah.
So Kobe Bryant, you know, he's just Anyway, 2011 Australian Open Women's Tennis. Kim Clijsters won her fourth and final Grand Slam title, defeated Li Na of China 3-6, 6-3, 6-3. I got a little Trump in there, you know. China.
I just want to know when we get to Wimbledon in the summer, what kind of accent you going to use? The same Aussie accent for the English?
Not for the English.
Well, that's Wimbledon.
Well,
That's England.
Well, you'll probably do it prim and proper, mate. You know, biscuits and gravy.
I can hardly wait.
2012 100th Australian Open Men's Tennis, and Novak Djokovic defeated Rafael Nadal 5-7, 6-4, 6-2, 6-7, 7-5. Longest Grand Slam singles final in duration in the Open era, 5 hours and 53 minutes on court. Hail, endurance, man. You know, this guy stores all of his energy in his neck. You see that guy's neck? The man is a bloody giraffe. Look at that. He looks like, you know, those people like, you know, in Africa that wear all the gold chains around. They have a long neck, you know, the gold hoops.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2012 U.S. snowboarder Shaun White achieved the first ever Super Pipe perfect score of 100 in Winter X Games history. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
2014, Cristiano Ronaldo became the first non-Spanish player to captain Real Madrid, making his 500th appearance for the club. Dang.
That's a bunch.
Yeah. 2015, Malaysia officially declared the disappearance of missing flight MH370 an accident. We shall see.
Yeah.
That's some more sports history here. 2018, David Beckham launched a Major League Soccer team in Florida, Inter Miami CF. So I guess he created a team. Sounds like.
Yeah. I don't know.
Got a film premiere here in 2018. Marvel film Black Panther, directed by Ryan Coogler and starring Chadwick Boseman, premiered in Los Angeles. Okay. 2019, in the aftermath to a wild ending to UFC 229, Khabib Nurmagomedov, 500,000 in 9 months, and Conor McGregor, 50,000 in 6 months, were issued fines and suspensions, bans retroactive to October 6, 2018. I remember Conor McGregor got into some kind of hot water or something. I don't follow UFC though, but yeah. I guess he assaulted somebody to get him his belt. Anyway, before we move on to the Burst of Death's audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wished we had elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to add had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. We losing the loon?
No, I'll stay with you.
Thank you. All right. Let's move on up here to Burst. Starting us off in 1584, we have Frederick Henry, Prince of Orange and Stadtholder of Holland. I guess statistics? I'm not sure. Zeeland, Utrecht, Guelders, and Overijssel from 1625 to 47.
Boy.
Born in Delft, Dutch Republic. Names are difficult.
That's tough to get through.
Yeah. We got Thomas Paine, 1737, an English-American writer and political essayist, Age of Reason and Common Sense, born in Thetford, England, and died in 1809.
He was a pain.
Yeah, well, no, like Common Sense, actually, this guy was integral towards the American Revolution. This Common Sense that he wrote, it basically argued that it was common sense to break off from the British.
I know he had something to do with it. I don't know what it was. I'll go along with that. Yeah.
But he's the start of the fire.
Yeah.
Like the
planted
publication.
the seed.
Yeah. Well, because you can feel however the way you want, but you don't know how many other people feel the way you do until you start seeing what you feel in the newspaper. It's like, hey, this is common enough to be on the newspaper. We gotta start talking to each other and start making things different.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yep, it's common sense.
Yeah.
We also have William McKinley, 1843, 25th U.S. President, Republican from 1897 through 1901, born in Niles, Ohio, died in 1901. So I guess he died in office, or
no?
Assassination.
Oh,
yeah,
excuse me.
That's right.
So he's one of our assassinated presidents.
Yes, he
I didn't
was.
realize that.
Yeah, well, he died in 1901, and his presidency ended in 1901.
Okay, yeah.
I was just like, hey, assassination. So, yeah. 6 months into his term, on September 6, 1901, he was shot by Leon Kozlowski, a Polish-American anarchist. He died 8 days later and was succeeded by Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, it was a slow death.
Yeah, that's the worst kind. Then we also have, I want to see this. I see the inventor. 1850, we have Lawrence Hargrave, English-born aviation pioneer and inventor of the box kite, born in London, England, then died in 1915.
The box kite is
kind
of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see, this is what we skip over for the most part. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, I love little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, when you've been down at the beach or something and it's like kind weather, you'll see that damn box kite up there by someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have Anton Chekhov in 1860, a Russian author and playwright, Cherry Orchard and Uncle Vanya, born in Taganrog, Russia. Taganrog. Sorry, Russia. Died 1904. But I saw something else up here really quick. 1850, Ebenezer Howard, English pioneer of garden cities, born in London, England, and died in 1928. What's a garden city? What is garden cities? Garden City movement. It was a 20th century urban planning movement promoting satellite communities surrounding the central city and separated with green belts. These garden cities would contain proportionate areas of residences, industry, and agriculture.
Okay.
Huh. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And once again, that's stuff that unfortunately we skip over because we don't do any research and such beforehand, which is a tragedy. But we're working on making things better. 1874, we have John D. Rockefeller Jr. was a U.S. financier and philanthropist, born in Cleveland, Ohio, died in 1960. All right.
That was a grandson, I believe.
John D. Rock. No, the son.
He is the son.
Junior is only the son. You can't juniorize somebody from the grandfather. I think, right?
No, I think if you're the second John D. Rockefeller, then you'd be junior no matter how.
You'd be the second. Junior,
Oh, okay.
Junior is only when you're the son.
Okay.
If it makes sense to me.
He would be the second. John D. Rockefeller is the grandson. He'd be the second.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. If you're right.
I think so. Hold on a second. What constitutes junior? A man with the same name as his father uses junior after his name as long as his father is alive. His father may use the suffix senior for senior. The son may either drop the suffix after his father's death, or if he prefers, retain it so that he won't be confused with his late father. So there we go.
Right.
Well, it makes sense to me.
And no, the son was still alive.
Yeah.
Which is pretty common.
Yeah.
You're going to be alive when your son's alive.
Yeah. We got R. Norris Williams, 1891, a U.S. tennis player, U.S. National Championship 1914 and 16. Survived the sinking of the RMS Titanic.
Whoa.
Wow. Born in Geneva, Switzerland, and died in 1968. Whoa.
What, he duck right in there with the women?
Well, he must have been No, that is weird, because he was born in 1891, and the Titanic was 1912.
Yeah.
So he's, what's 12 plus 9? 21.
21, yeah.
So he was an adult man.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. Might have put on a mop or something to fake hair,
Something got on.
I don't know.
As they went.
Anyway, who else was born on this day? We are just scrolling. Here we go. Donna Caponi, 1945. She's 78 today. A U.S. golfer, PGA Championship 1979 and 81. U.S. Open 1969-70. 24-time LPGA Tour wins. Was born in Detroit, Michigan.
Not familiar with her.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
look at it.
Tom Selleck, 1945 as well. A U.S. actor, Lance for the Rockford Files and Magnum P.I. Born in Detroit, Michigan. Happy birthday. We also have Oprah Winfrey, 1954, a U.S. talk show host and actress, The Oprah Winfrey Show, Color Purple. Born
Great
in
movie.
Yeah, that's on my movies channel. I gotta watch. Born in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. That's a weird name. She's 69 today, so happy birthday. Greg Louganis, I know about this name.
Oh, yeah.
1960, a U.S. diver, Olympic gold 10-meter and 3-meter springboard 1984 and 88. Born in San Diego, California. Yay. Who else do we have here? We're going to have anybody? No, we're not. So let's move on into deaths. Starting us off in 661, we have the death of Ali, fabulous Ali Ababwa, Ali ibn Abu Talib, the fourth caliph of the Rashidun Caliphate, 656 through 661, and the first Shia Imam, 632 through 661, assassinated by Ibn Muljam, a Khawarij at around the age of 59. These names. So. We also have George III, 1820, was the King of Great Britain and Ireland, and the King/Elector of Hanover from 1760 through 1820. Died after years of mental illness at 81. Jeez. That's not good. Douglas Haig, in 1928, a British field marshal, Battle of Sudan during World War I, nicknamed Butcher Haig due to mass casualties under his command during the Battle of the Somme, died from a heart attack at the age of 66. So, alright. We also have H.L. Mencken, 1956, a U.S. newspaperman and critic, Prejudice's Smart Set, died at 75. Robert Frost, 1963, a U.S. poet, New Hampshire, and 4 Pulitzers, died at the age of 88. And Jimmy Durant, 1980, a U.S. actor, comedian, and singer known as the Schnozzola, The Durant and Moore Show, Jimmy Durant Show, died of pneumonia at the age of 86. And we also have Tom Brookshire, 2010, U.S. football player and sportscaster, died of cancer at 78. Dang. Really sad. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. Please go to the Omni Coalition's YouTube, our Rumble, our BitChute. We will be eventually moving over to the Omni Coalition's YouTube to live stream. So we still will be posting on AO Xander channel, but it's going to be posting, no longer live stream. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, and the videos are usually about an hour or so after, actually an hour and a half to 2 hours after those live streaming times. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am AO Xander.
Golden Loon.
And in the live studio audience, we of course have Doom Guy. And you, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 subs and subscribe. And we also, I've almost forgot, we have the Kick Peanut coming up at 2 p.m. Pacific time live stream. Anyway, yeah, toodle.